HooHooHooRobin.
I have no idea what's in the papers.
There's not much. I mean, you got the plane that skidded off the runway in Chicago there.
Oops. Yeah, but usually I go, yes, Opie. And that plane was coming from blah, 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 and it skid because of this, and this many people were injured or killed. I have no info.
It just slid on the snow and unfortunately hit a car.
I heard a 6-year-old child died. Okay, that's what I heard in between weather.
Yeah, it's a sad little scene up there in Chicago today. I guess it skidded right into traffic. Can you imagine driving and all of a sudden you're like, what the fuck?
If your runway goes into a street like that, perhaps you should make sure it's very plowed and salted or whatever they do, because from one of the passengers, I guess I did hear a couple of things.
Well, they
one of the passengers said that when it landed, it touched down and he felt no slowing down. Like usually, you get kind of pushed forward a little bit.
Yeah, those wing flaps open.
Yeah, said he just felt nothing. They just kept going.
When I fly, that's the worst feeling. When we finally land, just waiting for that moment when you know the plane is officially slowing down.
The brakes come on,
and then you're like, okay,
the moment of arrogance.
Yeah. You hold
my phone out. No more nervous. What?
You hold your breath and wait for the motion to start slowing down.
You could start getting annoyed at people again.
Right.
Like when you're up there, you're like, this no, I better be nice. I'll be nice.
You need any help getting up there?
Yeah, what do you need? I help you get that thing out there. The second it's like, you slow down. This motherfucker is just toying too long with this overhead shit. I gotta get out of here. How much longer are you gonna take, asshole?
Please don't unbuckle your seatbelts until it's completely
Click. Fuck you, bitch.
And take your seatbelt extension.
I'm on the phone.
And I'm already making phone calls. Shut up.
That's it. Open the door.
Look what I do now.
Ain't that the kind of luck, though? You get hit by a plane on the ground that makes you, start rethinking...
Oh
God, that's that kind of.
Well, that's one of those sucks to be you. We do this on the show. There's a couple of categories that we still haven't really defined.
Sucks to be you and unlucky lottery.
Unlucky lottery.
But I know them when I see them, but it's very hard to describe the difference. There's a sucks to be you, and that's just when something bad happens. I think getting hit by a plane skidding off the runway.
It sucks to be you.
With kind of an unlucky lottery. That doesn't happen a lot.
That is just, this doesn't happen, man.
But also unlucky lottery is, the biggest unlucky lottery is when you hear people driving on the Taconic here in New York, or one of those, highways that have been carved through the rocks. They've been there for years. And a boulder that was perched on a cliff that had probably seen dinosaurs. This thing was sitting there that long. Picks that moment that you are driving there to roll down and crush your family. That's unlucky lottery. Sucks to be you is something that happens. It might not be that out of the ordinary, but it just really sucks that it happened because it's such a twisted thing that happened.
A man in Brooklyn gets attacked by an alligator.
Yeah. There you go.
Sucks to be you or unlucky lottery?
That sucks to be you. I don't know. I don't think it's unlucky lottery. Someone had to bring the fucking alligator there. If the alligator was born from a clan of alligators that just happened to be in New York that they never knew about, that's kind of unlucky lottery. Somebody brought it up from Florida the week before. That's not that odd.
When you read a story about a plane hitting a family in a car, they're probably on their way back from the mall. They're Christmas shopping. What are
the odds?
At that point, I go, why am I even bothering planning for my future? Why would you bother?
That's some amazing bad luck.
You can protect yourself, you can just protect yourself for many things that may happen to you in the future, but you can't protect yourself from something like that.
It was a sheriff down south, I think. Yesterday I was reading about this, and this is horrible, unlucky lottery. He finds out that one of his sons, he's got 2 sons, one of his sons is killed in a car wreck, and that's bad enough. Guy goes there and hit a tree and killed his son. 2 minutes later, he gets a call. His other son, in a completely separate accident, hit something. The car burst into flames. He's dead. Loses both his kids in 2 separate accidents within minutes.
That's nuts.
And then he finds out that the first son that died hitting the tree was on the cell phone with him right exactly before the accident. So they think that him trying to put the cell phone away after he was talking to his father distracted him. So this guy's just, just use your service revolver and shoot yourself in the head because I don't think you get over that shit.
Getting back to the Chicago thing, I guess the landing gear collapsed or something.
Did it?
And that's why they kept sliding along.
Really?
That's what I'm hearing.
That's what you heard, or did you hear it was 7 inches of snow?
Well,
they didn't plow the runway.
Well, they tried to land it in heavy snow too, which
and wind.
Either the wheels fucked up or a lot of snow.
I lived in Western New York. I lived in Western New York for many years, and flying into Buffalo, you were scared shitless. You're like, that runway isn't plowed. What are they doing?
Usually those are the best pilots, though. Any pilots that they have fly in the shitty areas. Like the Colorado pilots are the best pilots. Chicago pilots are supposed to be the best pilots.
They're just like, that doesn't matter.
Yeah, they just know.
Nothing,
they just know how to fly in this mess. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
it's all real bad, like we said, until you get on the ground and everything's stopped, and then you're like, I guess that was nothing. And meanwhile, you don't know what's going on up front.
I don't care about ground column.
They could be like, holy shit, can you believe we fucking made it? See that last minute thing it did that we corrected? That could have just been fucking fireball cartwheel.
Yeah.
You know, and you're like, well, that was good. I'm going to be on time. And I'll get my bags. You don't know how close the Grim Reaper was like ready to tap you right there.
It never fails. There is an asshole businessman on a plane that nothing affects.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing affect. That didn't affect. There was a guy on that plane that didn't even affect.
I fly 260 days out of the year. I take some days off for Christmas and stuff. But the guy just like, he's on a plane all the time, been through it all, got the story. You tell about the time you had some bad turbulence, and he's like, we were inverted once, flying, I think it was 300 feet. The tail actually hit the ground. We landed, and then I had some drinks with some business partners from IBM. Guy's always got some kind of fucking nightmare story. Yeah. You'd be dead just freaking out about it.
And I'm sitting there, my left eye is starting to pop out of my face, and this motherfucker's still reading, and I just like, hey, look, cocksucker, you got to be scared, so at least I can be. Yeah. Because if your punk ass ain't scared, I can't just sit there, and he's sitting there like, relax, fat boy. It's like, look.
You shut up, I'm trying to draft an email here.
Man, he's
fucking
cool.
Planes fucking diving, jumping up, rolling over, and he's up in the overhead getting out some electronic thing to do his, I got to get this spreadsheet done before I get to the office. He's doing work.
I think a certain amount of fear, like I think a certain amount of fear keeps the planes in the air. Like you can't have a whole plane full of arrogant people. You know what I mean? I just think arrogance just gets you. And that scares me. But ground karma, like sometimes some things you think you go, I have bad luck in certain things, but good luck in others. And I tend to believe. I think flying makes me feel like I have luck flying. Like God's not going to just play me like this.
Yeah.
You give you diabetes, high blood pressure, bad career. It's like you're not going to kill me in a plane.
Don't fuck me like this.
Don't do this to me, man. Don't.
Yeah.
And I feel comfortable seeing old Vietnam plane.
Oh, man.
When I see an old white man flying a plane, I feel a little.
That's the pilot shit I want to see.
Young black girls. There was a young black girl flying a plane one time, and I was like, look, I'm all for this. I'm all for this thing we're doing in the world.
Equal opportunity.
Look, black bitch, you better get your ass, sit down next to me and get me a white man and fly this plane. Yeah.
I like when they walk in and they got the little briefcase and they just, their hair is cut perfectly. Like they raise it up the back and stuff. And they get in there, and it's like, I'm your captain, Captain Collins. He's got like a nice name that goes with it. I walked onto a plane once, and it was a kid. The kid was the pilot, and the co-pilot was an Asian woman with God. She had pink and blue hair, like she had dyed it. And I just looked at
a hip Asian pilot.
Yeah.
I bet you was flying from like fucking, Boston to Woburn.
It was some kind of short hop.
Some shitty flight. Some shitty flight that they get.
And I try to spin it in some positive way. Like I'm like, well, the Asians are good with numbers. Perhaps she's navigating, and our course will be right on the money.
I want somebody that was getting shot at when they flew.
That's what I want. I want like a Gulf War veteran, the first Gulf War. I want an A-10 pilot.
You want a
pilot from the Gulf War.
You want a pilot that barely looks sober.
Yeah,
he just sobered up in time to fly.
The shit.
I like an untucked shirt. I like those.
This guy had a few beers at the bar the night before, and he's just sober enough to fly the fucker.
Been through every situation, any situation, plus getting shot at. Like, any kind of shit he can encounter on a flight from fucking Phoenix to L.A., plus getting shot at.
The next group of pilots is the Gulf War.
Yeah, these guys.
And then the Desert Storm and Gulf War. The next group of pilots. I still want Vietnam, but the next group will be.
I've seen some Desert Storm pilots already.
But they'll be black though.
Yeah,
those guys will be black. This group I don't want.
I got no
want young
problem
black girls right now.
with black pilot. I'll tell you right now, I got no problem with a black military pilot.
Vietnam,
because it's no fucking Jamie Foxx stealth pilot where you never hear, God damn, I fucked him up. No one's ever talking fucking jive from the flight deck.
No catchphrase pilot. Watch out.
It's still like,
Look out, we coming in, motherfucker.
It's never that. Because the black pilots have been through more schooling and all that shit, just like the white pilots. And
Ladies and gentlemen, your captain from the flight deck will be flying at an altitude.
That door closes, you have no clue what color that guy is.
Young black girl pilot, I could not get myself to be proud. You go ahead. I'm proud, like, when I'm not on the plane, but I'm like, young black girl pilot. And they don't have that third motherfucker no more. He don't even exist.
No, the navigator guy. There used to be like 5 guys in there to run shit. Fucking navigator, some guy with a compass and some fucking dividers and a map.
Ensign somebody. It's like they don't have that motherfucker.
Ensign somebody. Sits in a seat that flops down. Well, what's our flight plan? I'll be with you in a second. Now the plane fucking takes care of that shit by itself. Yeah, he's pulling charts out and shit.
Doesn't have a computer screen.
He's not having anymore.
Got a ruler. He's
2 people
up
an angle.
Protracted.
Right. Let's see my angle.
Wind velocity. We've got to take that into consideration. It's getting a crosswind here and all the time. No, I don't mind the black military pilots. The black female pilot, yeah. How they working that shit with them nails and shit. I can't hit the throttle, just how my hair did. My nails.
Oh, damn. If you hear all damn over there, oh damn. What happened? What happened? It's all right, folks. This is Captain, This is Captain Shanika.
Oh, no, you didn't. Is that altimeter? Is there a problem with it? Oh, no, you didn't. What the fuck can it mean?
I know they didn't give me a faulty motherfucking altimeter.
Again, they give me a fucked up plane.
Think that ain't racism? And she said that over the shit. Oh, so y'all, wait, now listen, y'all. This is the captain. Huh? Yeah, believe it.
Believe it, honey.
They done gave me a fucked up altimeter. But don't worry about it, because they always give me a fucked up altimeter.
I know how to work around this shit.
I know how to work that shit, nigga. Shit. So don't y'all worry, white people.
Meanwhile, everyone's petrified.
I was sitting in that other seat just to fool you motherfuckers. I'm really fine in the plane.
I'm the captain.
Let's go to Randy in Columbus. Randy, what's up, buddy?
Hey, guys, I was on a plane coming from Columbus, heavy snowstorm, and I was sitting on the left-hand side of the plane, and when we landed, I look out the window, and I could see the runway lights, a straight line. And as soon as we hit, and I see the runway, the captain, the right engine, straightens us out. I had a big lump in my pants, man. I get off the plane, I went straight to the bathroom, man. I had everybody scared.
Had to take a dump.
Wait, what happened? Yeah. It just started skidding along?
Yeah, it started, the back end of the plane just started
fishtailing?
To the left.
Fuck that.
Yeah, they have some kind of a crosswind or something. You come in sideways. I've seen them do that in heavy crosswinds where that plane is coming in sideways, and at the last minute, they know to straighten it out, put it on the ground.
And it goes 300 miles an hour it's coming in at 400 miles an hour, and it takes off at 300 miles of those big jets. So it's serious. Even if it did something on the ground, it's some serious shit that's going to happen, man.
Yeah, you don't realize how fast you're going in something that big.
It's amazing, dude.
Let's go to Chris in New York. Chris?
Hey, how you guys doing?
Good, Chris.
Hey, listen, last year I was going down to Mexico out of Kennedy. We took off, we're out over the ocean. As the plane's going up through the clouds, you hear bang, 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 and then the throttles start screwing around. Right down to idle, full throttle, back to idle. Turns off, the captain flew through a flock of geese. They put it back on the runway. As you're coming in, the fire department's all over the place. They land the plane, and as you're going up the jetway, you see these huge holes in the leading edge of the wing. It's the scariest damn ride I ever had.
Geese, huh? Fucking birds getting in the way of our planes.
Kennedy has a lot of shit.
Oh,
Kennedy Airport, a lot of bad plane shits happened in Kennedy. They had that one from Queens right after 9/11.
Oh, yeah, the TWA 800 took off from Kennedy.
The one from Paris. Remember the motherfucker that they still think was shot down by rockets?
Yeah.
The people that are going to Paris, it just exploded over.
Yeah, the TWA 800.
They got a few things bad happen out of Kennedy, man.
A lot of planes flying out of there.
Yeah.
And they got that bird sanctuary right next to it. That's great. A bird sanctuary near an airport with flocks of birds that you can't just get off the ground. Will Smith, someone's pointing out when he goes, now that's what I call flying. There ain't no fucking pilot talking like that. In, what was that, Independence Day?
Yeah.
Where he's the pilot?
And when I land, I'm going to punch an alien in the face.
Yeah. I'm going to punch you in the face.
That's one of those movies. It was the first however minutes until the aliens attacked was the greatest movie ever seen.
Yeah.
And after he punched the alien, like too much what is that, suspended disbelief where you gotta believe in, like,
it went to shit.
It's the best and the worst movie I've ever fucking seen.
Yeah, at the beginning. It's got the Full Metal Jacket syndrome.
Yeah. The
beginning of it is great, and then it turns to shit.
Listen to this one. Danimal, it looks like, from New York.
Yeah, Danimal from New York. Hey, guys.
What's up?
Absolutely. The only reason I have XM, first of all, is because of you guys.
Thank you.
I'm very glad that I get to keep my radio.
I appreciate it. It was a scary week. Believe me on that one.
I'm sure it was. It was for me, too.
Cool.
Listen, I was on Final Approach coming into Atlanta. We had just passed under 10,000 feet, tray tables locked and all that crap. And all of a sudden, we had this big thud off the left side of the plane. And a bird, they presume, got into the turbine, but it was a big bird of the left jet, and the cockpit mic got left open, and the whole plane heard was
all those little sounds that come out of the cockpit.
Oh, scared the shit out of everybody. And then it was,
that's not a car alarm going off.
Pull up. Pull up.
That's the one you never want to hear.
Pull up. Pull up. Pull up. Terrain warning. Terrain warning. Terrain warning.
That's the shit you don't want to hear ever.
And then it was followed by flight attendants be seated immediately, brace, 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 and it was like everyone, what the fuck do we do?
Was you in tears? Like, do you? How cool can you stay?
Someone.
I wasn't cool.
How cool can you stay?
Breathe.
If you make it through, how much of a dick do you feel like afterwards? If you're losing your mind and then you walk out and people look at, there's the guy that was just, oh my Lord!
I always at the airport when I sit there, I always try to pretend, you pretend shit. So, pretend we're in danger. So just to get my mind, just to say that I'm pretend smoking an air cigarette and I'm looking at somebody like giving a wink, like I calm everybody down, like, don't you worry about it. We'll be fine. Don't you worry about that.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. You all right?
You're the cool guy before there's a problem.
I try.
Right.
I try to be you had those. I had a 9/11 delusion. That I figured it all out.
I think we all have. Right after, especially the first time you flew after 9/11. You were the guy that was going to save everyone. You were the motherfucker that was going to be sitting there, and the terrorists would get up, and you're taking them out. Taking their box cutters and slashing them.
And not dying. Landing the plane.
Oh, land that fuck. He takes out the pilots. You jump in the cockpit.
Kennedy, we got a problem here, but I'm at the controls now. I'm going to need a vector for landing. I'm going to pick runway.
Vector.
90, I guess. And, just talk me in. Talk me in. I pretty much got this shit down. You don't have to worry about it.
And fucking John Malkovich is landing you.
Fighting them off as you're landing the plane.
If you look to your left.
Remember how
Allah, and you're like punching them as you're adjusting the throttles. And
remember how quiet and serious everybody was the first time you flew after 9/11?
Oh yeah,
it was kind of like the scene from Jaws when everyone had to go swimming.
Yeah, get in the water now. Get in the water.
You had that same feeling, like, oh man, do I really have to fly?
Do I have to? And everyone just sat there, knees together, hands on your legs.
Yeah.
Everyone was
serious.
all courteous. You almost raised your hand to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
I still, to this day, feel all odd, like I got to do something to assure the people in the cabin that I'm all right walking toward the cockpit, like, because the bathroom's up there. So I get up. I I crack a little joke to my girlfriend, because like a terrorist ready to ram into the cockpit, he's not going to be joking with his chick. And then I get up, I smile and nod to the flight attendant.
You asshole! You're using your girl as comic relief to comic me.
I don't want everyone to look and go, I think that guy might, he kind of looks like he could be running for the cockpit there. I've seen his type.
All right, baby, fake laugh because I'm going to tickle you.
Yeah.
So just fake laugh so
Just
everybody's
laugh so everyone's comfy. Go to the bathroom. I don't even like looking at the door. Like, it makes me suspicious. I look at the bathroom door, and then you glance over at the cockpit door, and
you're like, oh my God, what am I doing?
Think people are going like,
yeah,
what is he looking at?
Yeah, exactly.
Do you ever pretend you're the terrorist? Like, in your mind, you walking through the airport, and you just go, all right, if I was going to do something fucked up, could I do it? You know what I mean?
You always plan those little
play
things
those
out in your head. You go, if I was, what would I do?
What was
and
my
I look,
first move,
I look
man?
around and go, they checked me all for security and stuff, but I could grab a piece of that garbage pail that's sharp,
If you take the 3 prongs off the fork.
The fucking fork.
3 prongs off the fork is some dangerous shit going on up in this bitch.
Yeah. In first class, they give you a metal knife.
Serrated. You can serrate a motherfucker badly. I'll serrate the shit out of him.
Leave it to the black man to tell us how to make homemade weapons.
But, you're making a shank out of a fucking...
Let me serrate you, nigga.
Let me show you the weapons I can make.
If you melt a cigarette filter and stomp it with your boot heel, that motherfucker's sharp like a razor.
You can choke a nigga with the smoke detector wire. You strangle somebody. That smoke detector wire is
There's
long.
enough wire coming out of that thing, sure.
Let's go to Nick in Staten Island. Nick?
Well, good morning, guys. Nice to hear you guys again.
Thanks, Nick. What's up?
Funny story. One time I was flying to Greece with Lufthansa, and when you're on a foreign flight, they say everything in the other language first. So there's a lot of noise on the plane, and you hear the pilot coming in German, oh, good, good.
Ja, chicken.
Everybody who knows German is like freaking out. And I'm sitting there like, what do you mean? What's going on? And then after a while, just someone had a heart attack, but everybody was shitting bricks who didn't know German.
And you got to wait through the German before you hear it in English, so you're just freaking out.
Yeah,
German just sounds like it's an emergency anyway. It's never nice, if you're on a German flight, it's like a fucking Hitler speech at Nuremberg. And then you get on and he was just saying, hey, if you look to the left,
It's pointing out some scenery.
some place we invaded a few years ago.
Very good. Hey, we got something to play. Speaking of the black pilot.
Juden! Juden?
And just the Jewish passengers get on the ground.
Yeah, they go, huh? What?
Yeah.
What was that?
Robin,